Tell me what you see when I pass by. Shadow of a cloud or a light in the sky. Am I getting it wrong? Am I getting it right? Well, all that I can take is one step at a time. Look at me, I'm trying every day. I fall down, make mistakes, try again. Next time that see me, I'm walking, 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 I'm walking. Some people say walking takes too long, but I say with walking, oh, you just can't go too wrong. Why should you rush your way through life? You won't get very far running all the time. Look at me, I'm trying every day. I fall down, make mistakes, get back up, try again. Next time see me, I'm walking, 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 I'm walking. What does my life say about me? Can anyone see? Does it show that I rock with the greatest? I can't get back the time I've spent. Use the rest of it to show all the world how I made it. I put one foot in the other and say now, I'm walking, 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 I'm walking. You may make a mistake. What you gonna do? I'm walking. When you make a mistake, you're gonna walk, walk, walk. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. With a right and a left, and a right and a left. With a right and a left, and a right and a left. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking.
Welcome. I'm Reverend Jeri. It's my pleasure to be here today. Ah, it's so good. Look at all y'all. And look at all y'all. So our theme this month is, what is a spiritual person supposed to do? It's a good one, huh? Asked yourself that recently? What's a spiritual person supposed to do? And my little take on it today is criticism and complaining. Oh yeah, first service did the same thing. Whoa. Yeah. It's contagious. It's nefarious. It's toxic. And I don't know about you, but in the last, I don't know, at least 10 years, there's been a lot of stuff I don't like. I don't like it. And I'm going to tell you about it. Right? If you know me, you know I'm opinionated. And thank you, Dad. There's the right way to think, and it's his way, and I inherited that. Bless you. And it doesn't matter what side you think you're on. Oh, I'm just hearing this now. Whatever side you think you're on the wrong side. Wow. You think you're right, and those people are not, right? Well, anybody would know, fill in the blank. You have favorite sayings just like me. Mine is, that is so stupid. If you've hung out, you've heard me say it. Oh my God, that's so stupid. Lord. So whatever side you're on, what I'm just realizing is you're on the wrong side because you think there's another side. That's what makes it the wrong side. Pro-life, pro-choice, pro-this official, pro-that official. It doesn't matter. It's a state of separation. And our criticizing and our complaining keeps us there. And it's sneaky. You don't even hear yourself do it. And I want to just stop for a second and say, when I say you, I'm saying me too, okay? Just hear that. I'm not setting myself apart in superiority land. It's part of life these days, it seems like. We just live in this culture where everything's wrong. Even on the thing that I think is the good news. Some days I'm like, oh God, turn the channel. I can't take it. Everything's wrong. Everything's this, everyone's that. Nobody's this or nobody's that. And it gets inside of you. And pretty soon you're going along with it. I'm reminded when I was sitting here earlier of this story that happened to my wife where she was at the grocery store. This was some years ago when the economy had tanked. And this woman behind her was going, oh, everybody's out of work. And Karen, really, out of compassion said, oh my God, did you lose your job? And the woman was like, oh no, not me. Right. Did your husband lose his job? No. Did your kids lose their job? Oh, no. No, we're all working. Everyone's out of work. And you're standing in a grocery store full of people working, right? It just gets into our thinking. And I had this image come to me yesterday that criticism is like a snake bite. Gotcha. It's quick. You don't see it coming. Got you, David. Got you, Jillian. Oh, we got you too. It's quick. And there you are with fangs in you, and you're full of venom. And it might not feel that bad, but it is. It is toxic. It changes your brain. I'll talk about that later. Changes your brain. All this complaining. I was in need of a new car recently. And I really liked the Prius. It's not a commercial, but I love my Prius. I had a 2008. She ran like a champ. And then something, not her fault, happened to her. Wasn't my fault either. So I want to get a new one. And I have decided, well-intentioned engineer decided to separate the two front seats with this whole console that goes all the way to the dash. How stupid is that? This is my thinking. I'm just being clear here. I'm just full disclosure. I have called that design stupid so many times. And I have looked at cars and be like, ooh, that one's real. Oh, it's got that stupid console. So I don't look at it. I even looked at inside Marilyn Gregory's version of the Prius that has this console. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to get in my car every day and hate it. I can't have that. Well, that really narrows my choices. So I decided to test drive one with the console. And you know what? I didn't hate it. But I had told myself I would hate it. And I had told whoever would listen how stupid that design is. Well, it's got a little thing down there and I've got to reach down. That's ridiculous. I like that's another word. I love ridiculous. That's my nice way of saying that's just stupid. And so now I have a new car that has this lovely console I don't hate. And because I was willing to look at the console, she's got leather. I say she because she revealed her name the other day. It's Matilda, but she goes by Tilly. She's red and shiny and has leather seats that heat up for the winter. Ooh, nice. And moonroof and sunroof and all the little things. But I had decided that it was stupid, and so what did I do? I cut off my blessing. I cut off my good, like that. Without any evidence, except my opinion, which I'm very attached to. Aren't you? Aren't we all? Do you guys call something stupid? Do you have something that you're like, that is so ridiculous? Oh, I know you do. I know what it is. I'm not going to out who I'm pointing out or what it is, but I know. Because I'm standing in prayer and faith that that thing is going away. And that little snake bite, it doesn't just infect you. It infects the people around you. I think it was 14 years ago. I don't know exactly. I think it was 14 years ago. I was at a wedding for a family member that I just adore, a young woman. And we were doing the rehearsal dinner and all this stuff, and I was just having this really great day. It was wonderful. I love all these people that are loud and crazy, and they're mine. And I was going to get to sing this song. I was going to surprise her and sing this song. And this really amazing piano player that plays for top-notch out in the world people was going to accompany me just because he wanted to. Amazing guy. Love him. So I'm feeling good. I'm like, yeah. And the people I was sitting with that will remain nameless if they're watching, they know what I'm talking about. Oh, my bejesus. They were on an endless, critical diatribe about everything. Why'd they choose that color? Those table arrangements are silly. I mean, I can't even remember all of them because I was just sitting there going, what the hell's wrong with you? And I finally turned and said, shut up. No, they're used to me saying that. And then I was like, what's wrong with you? And they're like, what are you talking about? I said, you haven't shut up criticizing every little thing. Every little thing you're criticizing. I'm looking because that's where they were, right? Every little thing. No, we're not. We're just talking. Oh, really? Did you hear yourselves? No, they did not. Because they were so used to doing that it was natural. And when you do that over and over and over, your brain rewires itself. Be on notice. Your brain rewires itself to negativity. So that's all I can see. It can't see the lovely meal we're about to have. It can't see the joy on the bride's face and the look of love on the groom's face. It's just like, oh, those flowers are silly. Can't see it. It's terrible. It's a terrible way to live. One of the ways that I experienced this in my life, that I am them, is driving on Seattle roads. Oh, I got lots to say about the engineers. And I drive almost every day, hear me. And I don't know who's thinking about taking 4 lanes of traffic and making 2 for 80,000 people that have to leave West Seattle, if you're watching. Or decide that we should put a big median here so you have to drive around it to make your turn. No, I don't know anything about traffic planning or calming or, oh yeah, that 20-mile-per-hour speed limit, God help me. Right? But these are the little things. These are the little bites all day long of dissatisfaction and discontent. And you don't know it until you kind of don't feel that great. You're having a good day, and then you're not, because that stupid traffic circle. It's ridiculous. I'm using this for myself. It's ridiculous, Jeri. Neuroscience has made some amazing discoveries. That whole negative rewiring is one of them. The brain actually shrinks. And I don't know about you, but I want my brain as big as it'll be in a healthy way. I want all that gray matter working. They've discovered that when we're in gratitude, really positive things happen in the brain. So I'm going to ask the question again. What's a spiritual person supposed to do? Living in all this malarkey. Because I don't mean to sound judgmental, but there seems to be a high level of malarkiness in the world we're living in these days. And it's hard. It's hard. And it's hard not to complain about it or to go to your friends and then you're all complaining about it and going nowhere. Because West Seattle's West Seattle. Delridge Way is Delridge Way whether I like it or not. Drive around the median and shut up. Don't drive at rush hour. I get to do that. When it's not rush, right. Don't drive at rush hour. What's a spiritual person supposed to do? Well, just like when you get a real snake bite, there's anti-venom. It's miraculous, this thing. Right out of the snake, they make the medicine. You ever seen them doing that? They're milking the fangs. It's crazy. And they make a medicine that will cure you of a snake bite. The thing you have to do first, this is like the COVID vaccine. You got to get the vaccine, and then you're going to need a booster. Then you're going to need another booster, and I'm going to give you all 3 of those, okay? The first thing that we need to do is pray the prayer of awareness. Give me eyes to see and ears to hear. Simple prayer. Come up with something that makes sense to you. Because just like my relatives, we're not complaining. You can't hear it. You've done it so much, it's become natural. I called that console stupid so many times. And now I'm like, ooh, this is really nice. It even has a little light that shines on it at night. Who thought of that? Right? Pray the prayer of awareness so that you begin to hear what's coming out of your mouth. Or maybe you don't say it out loud. pray the prayer that you hear yourself. Sometimes I'm astonished at what comes out of my mouth. And I literally, because I pray this prayer, I get to hear it. And I'm like, whoa. Who are you? Hush. Hush. I often apologize if it's about someone else. They're not there. They're not hearing me. Right? They're unaffected by my opinion and my curse or because I curse, my criticism or my complaint. That's all for me. I'm not doing a daggone thing out in the world. So the prayer of awareness will get us where we're starting to hear what we're saying, how we're complaining. Shine light on my dissatisfaction. Because I'm telling you, I'm living in a world where I should be absolutely satisfied and content. I'm not saying everything's perfect, but good grief. I can walk over to the wall and go, I want it hotter. Right? Clean water right out of this little thing on my sink. We live in a miraculous world, and we have been deceived into thinking otherwise. We're like the lady in the grocery store. Everything's awful. Maybe you don't say it out loud. Maybe you don't say it like that, but you say something. I bet you do. Is there anybody, let's just see, anybody here that does not criticize or complain? Anyone else, including themselves? Yep, because we all do it, right? So then you pray the prayer of awareness. You get to figure out, what the hell am I thinking? And then in that moment, take the medicine. Bless. Bless. It's a great practice. Some years ago, because I've been praying this prayer for a while, and I'm still like, that's stupid. But it keeps working. It keeps working me. I didn't want to be that person that drives down the road that's yelling at everybody for their bad driving. So I came up with, bless you, change me. It's quick. Some of you know it. Some of you have heard me say it. Bless you, change me. That prayer, 4 words. Bless my need to think you're separate from me. Forgive my need is really what it is when I say change me. Forgive my need to say anything about you. Forgive my feelings of superiority. Bless you. Bless you on your way. And it disconnects me from being that person. It's so easy. And now sometimes when I'm riding with people and they're that person, I'm like, ooh, that feels really bad. And I was doing that with people in the car. Sometimes my wife would be like, settle down. I'm like, did you see what they did? Yes, and we're still alive. And then be thankful. There's a difference between blessing and being thankful. I'm doing this practice called morning altars. Man's name is, see if I can say this right, Day Shaldkret. And on day 6, the practice was saying thank you. So he sends a little thing in the morning and he writes a little bit about it and then gives you something to do. And he said when he was a boy, he used to just tell everything in his life, I love you. I love you, plant. I love you, fork. He said, but I'm going to change it for you to thank you. Because when you're thankful, here's neuroscience, When you're grateful, you get serotonin, lightness, happiness. You get dopamine, and you gain neuroplasticity. So instead of your brain shrinking, it finds ways to grow and learn just by being grateful. I discovered something really cool this morning because I always thought dopamine was a response to pleasure, right? Isn't that what most of us think? Oh, yeah. You do something and it feels good, and so you get dopamine. But that's not how it works. Dopamine comes first. Dopamine is an expectation of something good or not having something bad. It's both of those things. It's an expectation that something good is about to happen. Isn't that crazy? You know, there's many times where I have asked God, what were you thinking when you made this brain of mine? Because it seems a little crazy, right? But it created this amazing machine and said, I'm going to give them a little taste of goodness when they're grateful. And neuroscience has discovered that the more we're grateful, the more we want to be grateful. And the more we want to be grateful because the brain likes how it feels. This is the whole thing about addiction. The brain likes how it feels, regardless of the impact on your life. It's not looking at that. It's going, that felt good. Let's do that again. Why not get addicted to being grateful? Thank you, shoes. Now, Barefoot Bill, if you know him, he wouldn't say that one. God love that man. He would only wear shoes on choir Sunday because he had to. Thank you, shoes. Thank you, chair. Thank you, technology. Things go into outer space and come back on this little computer I get to hold in my hand. We live in miracles. We walk by them all day long, and then we go, I don't like that about the one thing. If we could retrain ourselves, and if the brain's going to come along, it's going to be easy to listen, to recalibrate, to hear it, and then to stop and bless it and be thankful. Then life would feel a lot better. And this whole judging, I want to make sure I say this. When we're in judgment, we are judging ourselves, kids. Jesus said it. Lots of people have said it in all kinds of ways. Matthew 7, judge not, lest ye be judged. And by whatever measure you are judging, you will be judged. That is the law of cause and effect in one sentence. And that's what we teach here. If you didn't know, that's what we teach here. Everything is cause and effect. Everything in your life right now is the effect of something. James Allen says, you are today where your thoughts have taken you. You will be tomorrow where they take you. Think right now, let's do a little experiment. Think right now about something you've been critical about. Somebody, some person, some situation in your life. Just think about it. How you feel? Not great, right? My diaphragm always goes. Tells me a lot, this diaphragm of mine. Or you get this thing. You know, this thing, the furrow. Now, think about something you're thankful for, or someone, some kindness, some bit of love that comes your way without your expecting it. How do you feel now? Look at you smiling. Look at you nodding your head, right? That's the power of thought. All you did was think. Look how it changed your whole body. Changed how you felt about something. That's the power that we have. We have the two greatest powers. We come in with the two greatest powers there are. The power to choose and the power to create. And we're doing all of them all day long. Nobody gets a free pass because it's what we call the law. It doesn't give two shakes of a lamb's tail what you put into it. It just goes, well, there you go, Jer. Don't like that console? Well, there go all those nice cars. That's real world. I like real world stuff for me, so I can see it and go, right. In Science of Mind, Ernest talks a lot about the power of thought, but on page 434, he says this remarkable thing. I want you to hear this. Everything that our thought rests upon is either retarded or quickened by the power of that thought. That's like, whoa. Everything our thought rests upon, whether it's critical or a blessing, is retarded, critical, or quickened, a blessing, by the power of that thought. Then he goes on to say this. When we constructively praise and creatively bless, life abounds with joy, love, and peace. Who wouldn't want that? I want that. Anybody not want that? A life abounding with joy, love, and peace? Well, then we ought to be doing what he says. Constructively praise, creatively bless. Make it a game. See how good you can feel. I want to read the whole quote, though, because he gets into the judgment part. Let goodness shine forth. Let us learn to see that everyone is an evolving Christ. Let us so live and think that we may retire at night in peace, knowing that no harm can come to the soul, that we may rise in the morning renewed in body and in mind, with a brighter outlook, a happier expectation, and a clearer joy, looking upon all with love, condemning none, and blessing even those who seek to injure us. Let us learn to be perfect, even as that divine being residing in the heart of all. It's not God out there, it's here and now. Even as that divine being residing in the heart of all and overshadowing eternity must also be perfect. Retire in peace. Raise with joy and happy expectation in life for the day that we're living, the miracle that we got to breathe again. Goswami, one of my teachers, says this line in a film, who is this me inside of me that takes care of me while I'm sleeping? It's the presence of God. It's God as you and God as me. And we can choose to be in awareness that it's a living presence, and be in partnership with it to see the miracle of life, or we can spend our life complaining. And I, for one, know how that feels, because I do it all too often. So, here's your formula. Pray the prayer of awareness. Start today. Just say, God, let me see what I'm doing. Doesn't care how you say it. Just say, oh my God. Oh my God. Let me see what I'm doing. And in the moment that you do it, no matter where you are, you don't have to like stop and bless, right? You don't got to do all that. Just stop and go, oh, I see it. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you for this moment of awareness. Thank you for being the idea that brings me awareness. It's really that simple. It's that simple. Okay? Let's pray. So I start with gratefulness. Oh, here comes the dopamine. Because I do expect good, because I expect God. And so I know that this awareness is a recalibration to my perfect beingness. Perfect God, perfect human, perfect being. This is who I am. This is who we all are. And so we let the deception of otherness fall away. We let the toxicity of complaining just stop. Just shut up. Be quiet. Be still. That we could hear and feel the presence of the living Spirit of God and see the living Christ in front of us. And be at peace and joy and love. This is my prayer today and always. And so it is.